Back, I'm Gertie Rude. Back again, that Sunday mood. Well, where's the weekend gone? VTubers just disappeared and dissipated, along with my sanity, I think. Kids go back to school tomorrow, so hooray for me, and I'm probably going to check in somewhere and have a nice, quiet, nervous breakdown, which I might add, I fully deserve, and I'm paid up and due. So, with that in mind, I thought I'd do something funny. It's not really that funny, but it could be funny. I'll make it funny. Why not? So we have here, the Prince of Harold is one of the most disliked men in Britain, says Esther Krakow. Oh, she is. She's like the cracker when she gets going, isn't she, old Esther? I do like a bit of Esther. Anyway, let's jump in and see what Esther says. Because, not being funny, they know everything, these two girls. They do. Look at them. Beautiful and one thing and another going on. Let's go. What's happening, darling? Tell Auntie Gert. What's that bar steward done?
That hasn't been too well received.
Right.
It hasn't been, and it's highly, highly unlikely. I mean, alongside probably, Prince Andrews and a long list of deplorables in the past, Prince Harry is probably one of the most disliked men in Britain. He's still technically a councillor of state, but since he's an active working royal alongside Prince Andrew, he will not be.
I do know somebody that's slightly more disliked than say he is. VTubers. Talking solely for myself here. And obviously, solely, I do like to speak out of. And to be fair, I do think, well, if one lies down with dogs, let's put it that way, one does tend to get up with fleas, dear VTubers. And this, I do fear, could be his main problem, darlings. I really do. Let's have a look. What's he done now? How dare he? Everybody hates the Harold. Yes, they do. Go on.
To take on any duties, and this is something that the palace has probably made clear.
We know he's a mug and a prat. Yeah, we know all this.
Given the influence that William will have, William will inherit his father's.
What a decolletage, my darlings! Can one see? My dears, puts me to shame. Yes. Anyway, where are we? Back on the program. Gertie, Prince Harold of Harry is the most disliked, or one of the most. So who's the others? Who are the others, my darlings? Should we just add Andrew? Should we put Andrew? Should we probably put Andrew in front of the Harold? Because Harold's just, well, he's a nobbity, to be honest. He has the emotional intelligence of possibly a 4-year-old child for some obscure reason. Yes, and he is, like I say, he lies down with dogs and he gets up with bleeding fleas. And to be fair, I think he's got her bleeding current infestation of fleas. But the good news is, VTubers, and I did have to take stock. I turned around, found some stock and just stole it. Because I thought, what you need to do here, Gertie, is take stock. Because I have heard through the grapevine, or the vinus grapus, I think that's what it is in Latin. It's coming out with the tom-tom drums. Apparently, the Marklet has been trying to get hold of the Charles. Yes, because she's going to do peace talks. I mean, talk about punching A, above her weight, sticking her nose in where it ain't wanted nor warranted, and B, who the bleeding hell does she think she is? She's possibly always above her bleeding remit, that whole thing. And another thing that I don't like, and while I'm on my bleeding pedestal and on my perch, I think I'm going to say what I think. I don't care. I'm going to keep my nose clean, going to keep my head down, keep myself to myself, keep my opinions to myself, and not say anything. Put my nose to the grindstone, just keep out of it. But I must say one thing, VTubers. Who the hell does she think she is? Why doesn't she call herself bleeding Rachel Ragland? Because at the end of the day, she calls herself Markle, and she's horrible to the Markles. She don't like the Markles. Now, she's a Bussex, and she wants to be all about Sussex and Bussex and Royal and everything, or a Boyle or something, which has got nothing to do with her. She compliments him. She's supposed to stand behind him, not in bloody front of him. Who the hell does she think he is? Well, she knows who he is. She's reduced him to who she thinks he is or should be. And she's the Marklet, you see. So she goes in front of her husband to talk to her husband's dad. Almost like he's like a 2-year-old that can't talk for himself. Who didn't have a quite healthy relationship with his family up until including, let me think at what point it all went a bit tits up, VTubers. Could it have been July of 2016? Could it have been? Because before then he was quite an amenable, hail fellow, well met, wasn't he? Yes, everybody liked him. And now he just looks like she's got him on Ambion or something, doesn't she? Yes, she blooming well does. I know her bleeding game. I've got her number. Don't you worry. Come on.
His role, I suspect he feels a sense of
look at that bloody thing.
To actually just keeping the royal family and the monarchy.
She looks like a spaceship has just landed plumb on her bleeding bonce, doesn't she? Yes, Please, please, wherever the mothership is, I implore you, come down and take this bleeding alien back to whatever godforsaken planet it came from. Horrible little creature. She's made sure that he's got no bloody relations, but as I've said before, and I'm back on my perch, I'm going to say it again, because guess what, I can, yeah? When his dad was ill, he rushed straight over to see his dad. Don't matter what all the talking heads of the legacy media and all the people that make a lot of clicks and shits and dosh and revenue off of saying these things or pointing out what is the bleeding obvious, yes? He did rush and see his father, which is more than could be said of her. And if you remember, he's been properly groomed into her BS, because I'm going to do a thing tomorrow where I've read where. I've got over me bleeding turmoil. I went in the tailspin. Okay, there's certain things that just trigger the shit out of me. In the first half of wah, what I did was, I didn't read any more of it after that bit, and then I just went straight on to when he met her. Oh my God, VTubers. Oh my bleeding God. And it wasn't even on a haunted bleeding, what is it, train or whatever, train ride. It was just the biggest load of BS. These want to get their stories right. Because what's written in the book isn't what was said in the interviews, VTubers. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying no more than that, VTubers. I'm really not. She's a plant every day of the week. I don't know what plant. I don't know what herbivore would want to go anywhere near her. But she's definitely a plant. I mean, she's put up a job from beginning to end. And she's wrecked that lad's life and made him into, well, this. I mean, in times gone by, the powers that be, the elite, the courtiers, the bon viveurs, and the people round about would have made damn sure that he had something else under his nose. And I'm not talking about Cha-Cha. I'm talking about something that isn't like the marklet. Put right under his nose. Maybe a few of them. Maybe they'd have a whole queue of them having a little walk-on part until he sniffs it out and grabs it, clenches it and makes off with it to put a date somewhere else a lot more amenable than that bloody ropey old chicken-legged old bleeding boot. 42, my fat ass. If you're 42, so am I, love. Go on, madam.
In a place that's not...
Getting us, oh, look at me, I
like... gossip fest, basically.
Wearing white. Honest to God, she's had more what's-its than I've had up bleeding dinners, and you've seen the size of me, VTubers. You can imagine how all you can eat Buffys I've done in my life. Yes, I have to ring ahead, I do. I have to let them know I'm coming. Look at that, wearing bloody white. How many? More, I'll tell you what, she had more whatnots than the bleeding second-hand dartboard, VTubers, and I'm not going to say pricks, because that would be rude.
And so I think the royal family knows that
Madam.
it wouldn't go down too well with the British public. They're not
too well.
deaf. I mean, that's one of the reasons why the institution has survived for as long.
He's so damaged, emotionally broken and damaged by one thing and another. And I still think she's had him hooked up on Ambien or some heavy sort of trank or something, because he always looks off his bleeding box. Either that or just defeated, dejected and on the back foot. And also with a narc, even if you are the one that's on the spotlight, the narc won't have it, and from your private time with the narc that whenever you are getting the attention, you have to push the narc in front and willingly give the narc the approbos or whatever it is. The kudos goes to the narc. The kudos, oh, thank you so much. Oh, I wouldn't be half the person I am if it wasn't for my lovely wife. And words to that effect that he bleats, because he knows when he gets home she's going to give him bleeding murders. And now she's got a bleeding horrible little claws into Charles. She wants to start negotiating terms with Charles so they can come back and be working boils. Yes, you can kiss my fat white arse, you can, love, yes. Go on.
As it has, public opinion does matter. But I wouldn't...
I've just given you the public opinion because I don't think I'm on my own for that one. Yes. I think hell would freeze over, my darling. Listen, somebody out there in the whatever it is, the ether, people that are around about these lot, can't you put some nice pretty girls under him? Well, the way of getting over one old boot is to get on top of something young, a young filly, someone that is maybe telling their truth about their age and isn't so bloody self-centred and narcissistic and sociopathic or whatever. Did you notice I melded sociopathic and psychopathic into one word? And it kind of come up sociopathic, because I'm not sure what I mean, but that thing ain't normal. If she really loved him, I've loved men, and I'm sure you all have sat out there and you know what it's like to love a man. You love them, you're so happy to see them happy, you're so happy to see them shine, and there is no bit of you that would ever want to, stand in their reflection or take anything away from what they've achieved. You'd only be there to support them maybe because they feel comfortable having you there as a backup role. You're behind them. You're not in front of them. You're not pushing them out of the way. You're not, when they're shaking hands with somebody, throwing yourself at them, arms akimbo at the person they're shaking hands with. What's this with the Invictus Games? Getting herself all involved with the Invictus Games. He manages to fly on commercial jets. She's got to go everywhere on a private plane jet. That I might add, the Invictus Games have to pay the bill for. They have to pick up the bill for it. And probably all those ropey old bling clothes that she wears looking appalling in every last one of them. Oh, she's a bon vivant. She knows haute couture or some BS. Go on, love.
It doesn't surprise me that there are these allegations that Prince Harry would be happy to step in.
Still ropey with me cold.
When he and Meghan...
She's making me ill, you know. Through the voodoo verse, she is. I think she's doing it on purpose, you know. I think she's weaving a magic spell on your old Gert. Yes, she is. As I said, I'm going to keep saying, can't somebody put some decent birds under his nose so he bling hooks that one out the way? I mean, to be honest, he'd get the kids every day of the week. You know what I mean? He's got the force of the royal family. That thing is deranged, okay? She has nothing to do with her own family, but calls herself Markle. She's made him break up with his family, but wants to call herself royal, and the Duchess of Muchness. Yeah. And what was that we've heard, and it's in the book as well, and it's in that stupid documentary. Oh, I was doing all this with me laugh, I really was. I was opening boxes, couldn't help myself. Yes, oh, I was advertising poo spray. I'll give someone a B day on 90210. I did. I was really it. I was up there with the echelons. I really was. Oh, I had a blog called The Stiggy Piggy What's It, where I just mooched everything I could and grifted it all for free. And then there was Haz, as if, like, he come along and ruined everything. I mean, you weren't really on the uppers anyway, love. And I think everything you did... I went over to Miranda, got some photographs taken. That was a put-up job. You really did position yourself in for the kill for that boy. And I've got it all wrapped up. I'm going to present it when I've got a bit of time tomorrow, okay? There was no way. You met him organically. Yeah, of course you bloody well did. And so did Yoko Ono meet bloody John Lennon organically, if you call organic the CIA. Go on.
Step back from being active members of the royal family. They actually wanted to have sort of a hybrid working model, so have a life in North America where they could have some sort of privacy, but also undertake duties on behalf of the monarch.
Yeah, but they say, oh, I've got to go, this, got to do security, and she turns up with the window down. It's not the first time she's done it. She did it at Jubilee. She makes, oh, Harry, will you keep me safe? Will you keep me safe? It's like I've said before, and I had to read all that puke-inducing stuff out of the book as well. And they went to Botswana. Oh, they did. They made love in the tent under the bleeding moonlight with all the elephants and everybody out there making a noise. Oh, he says it's just as well they were making a noise, which made me want to heave Futuverse. But, you see, he knew. He knew because she did a crap behind the bush, like I've pointed out many times before. And he knew at that moment, like you do when men do that, or like the person you're going to marry does that. Not. But in his case, he knew that she was the girl for him. She's so down to earth. She's proper, he's the girl for him. Ain't been camping since, so has she? Hey, Vootuvers, eh? And I don't envisage her going camping anytime soon either. Unless, of course, you call camping 5-star sort of president's suite on a private jet as well to get her there and bring her back. And lots of haute couture, yes. Oh, yeah, and he told Charles as well, oh, she don't take a lot to feed because she don't eat much. She can make her own clothes. Yes, it was about $1.5 million down after that whole thing was in the royal family for about, what was it, 10 months or if that. Anyway, I've said enough, probably said too much. It's habit now to avoid tunnels, so I don't have to worry about that sort of shit anymore. And with that, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night. Don't let the bed bugs bite, and I'll meet you here all again tomorrow. And there's something takes my fancy later on today, Vootuvers, in which case I'll be back. Love you and leave you. Bye-bye now.